I want to talk about some of the details of finishing and working on the project I Can Reason Using Statistics, starting with where to find the materials. So in your Canvas page, you're going to go to Modules and take a look for the I Can Reason Using Statistics sheet right here at the end of section 7.1. In this page, you're going to find two things. You're going to see the paper copy right here, the Word document copy. If you click on that, you can download a copy of the Word document, which has some nice instructions if you forget what I'm about to tell you on this video. Up here at the top you can see those instructions, and my goal is to see that you understand mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation, and that you can make a choice with this. So your job is to choose one of these 5 players based on those statistics. Now it takes a long time to do that by hand, so I've given you a copy of the file here on Google Sheets. Yours will look a little different, but there is an attached file right here, and if you click on that, it'll open up the Google Sheet that has all of the same numbers. Now this is going to help speed things up because you can calculate the mean, the median, the mode, range, and standard deviation for all of these using the computer. So I'm going to delete those. We're going to go through them one by one. First, mean. The command for mean is equals average. So you're going to type that in, equals average, and in parentheses you're going to create a list by clicking and dragging, highlighting the numbers that you want to calculate the average for. So we're going to highlight all the way up to the top here, and we're just going to stop at the top of our list. Make sure you're not getting the words in there. You can see that this color matches the color that's right here, so that kind of highlights that you are using that list of numbers. I'm going to close the parentheses and hit enter, and that gives me a mean of 23.77419. Next is our median. We're going to type equals median for the average there, and we're going to highlight that same list of numbers in the parentheses again, and that will give us our median. Close the parentheses and hit enter, and we get 24. Mode has a command. It's equals mode, and in parentheses we're going to select our list again. Close those parentheses and hit enter. And range does not have a command. So I want to subtract the lowest from the highest number in this list. And you can see that this list right here is put in order already, but the data was not gathered in order, so I'm going to do this list over here. We're going to highlight that, and we're going to put it in order. We're going to do that by clicking Data and Sort Range right here. So we're sorting range, and you can see that the biggest number now is down at the bottom, and the smallest number is up at the top. So now I have the 2 numbers I need to calculate the range really quickly. So we're going to take a look at this. 46 and 8. 46 minus 8 is 36. So we're going to type in a 36 there. And then standard deviation does have a command, so I'm going to go equals STDEVP. Make sure you do the one with the P. And in parentheses we're going to highlight our list just like we did with the ones before. Alright, that gives us all of those. Now because these 3 are commands, I can use what's called the fill handle and just drag this over, and it'll do those for the next 2 columns. This one will not work because it's a specific number. That 36 has been typed in there. So if I use the fill handle like before and dragged it over, it would just copy that 36. So that's not going to work. I'm going to have to recalculate those. So let's look at that. 10 minus 1 would give us a range of 9 for this one. And then here we have 11 minus 1 would give us a range of 10 for that column. Now the standard deviation is a command, so this one we can click and drag over like before. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing for this column now. I'm going to do the mean equals average, and then I'm going to highlight those numbers. Our median is equals median. We're going to highlight those numbers. The mode is equals mode. We're going to highlight our numbers again. And then the range, we need to find our biggest and smallest numbers. This one's in order. We've got 8 and 39. 39 minus 8 is 31. And our standard deviation equals STDEVP. And we're going to highlight those numbers again. And we're done with that. We can copy these over. And we can copy those over. And for these, we'll have to put them in order and recalculate. Now at this point, I want to talk a little bit about how we're going to do the comparison. So you need to do this fully for all 5 players. I'm just going to look at the points for this second player and the first player. That would be Stephen Curry and Kyrie Irving. And we're going to go through what we're looking for. So the mean, we're calculating 23.7 and 23.9. Now I personally would rather have a higher average for the points because it's a good thing for winning games. So I'm going to highlight this one a color so I remember, hey, green, this person had the better average and this person was not as good. So we're going to highlight that one red so I can quickly see, hey, this person is better for that particular category. The median is tied, so I'm going to just leave that. But if I wanted to pick somebody based on their median, I would also want that to be high, because median is the middle number, and if their middle number is higher, then the rest of their numbers probably also are higher. All right, the mode here, that's the number that occurs most often. I would rather have a person getting a high number most often, so I think I'm going to highlight that one as the winner. And range, this one is interesting. It's a personal preference. I get a lot of people saying they'd rather have a large range because they want the numbers to be spread out and get that high number, which would increase the range. I have some people say they want the range to be small because they don't want their numbers to be spread out. They want them to be grouped close together for consistency. So that one's kind of a personal preference. Same with standard deviation. I have people that will say they want the larger standard deviation because if you're spread out more, you're going to get high highs. But if you deviate higher, you're also going to end up deviating to the lower end as well, so your lows are going to be lower if you have a large standard deviation. With the smaller standard deviation, you're not going to get those high highs, you're not going to deviate above as much, but you also aren't going to go down as low on your lows. So again, that's a personal preference question. Do you want to be consistent and have a small deviation? Or do you want to allow a larger deviation and get those high highs, but also at the risk of running the low lows? Okay, so that's something that you should discuss on this. That will get more complicated as you add all of the rest of these, because somewhere players are going to be higher and somewhere players will be lower on your scale of what's best and what's not. So you're going to have to compromise on these. Your description needs to be written down below. So right here you're going to say we chose, and you're going to describe to me who you chose in a paragraph. And then you're going to say because, and I need you to talk about each one of these things, the mean, the median, the mode, the range, and the standard deviation. And that would explain to me why you want it to be high or low or whatever you choose to be. That will complete your project. Make sure you submit this in your Canvas page. So right here, you're going to click the button in this page that says Open Assignment, and then there will be a button to Submit. That will send this spreadsheet to me. If you choose to write down your reasoning by hand or on a different paper where you say we chose, then you'll have to send me an email or something with that. If you would like, you could maybe send me a video too, if you feel more comfortable talking and speaking about it than writing. I don't care how you end up completing this project, but you need to make sure all the data is done, and you need to make sure that you explain your choice. And when those two things are complete, then you end up with a 4 on this project. Thank you very much, and good luck.